We have an X for the first time today. Not a double brawler comp. I mean, Rasmus can be deadly. And especially, I mean, keeping Witchings on his most comfortable character.
Oh my god,
is
hold on a
certainly
second.
important. Wow, whoa.
I think it's double X.
Do we have a...
Yeah.
we
Double
have
X matchup, and this is what I was saying. And so you have so much damage on both of these sides. So you have Kai, which can put out an absurd amount of damage from goalie. You have the Estelle, you have the Rasmus, and then you have double X. This is what I was talking about.
Yeah.
Basically, these double brawlers, even though Estelle isn't technically a brawler, but she puts out so much damage, she might as well be.
Yeah, and certainly can build to be a brawler, depending on Awakens taken between games. But
Ethan's
yeah, here
punching
come
him.
the X's.
Oh, and he will not die.
Duking it out at the bottom of the screen. This is what we've missed all day today, and what better way to wrap up this tournament than to have an X mirror matchup, slugging fists against each other. I love this.
Yeah, now I will say, so Trademark we've seen on Drakkar throughout this entire bracket, and now we're seeing the Estelle, which has arguably a very different play style, where Drakkar is invisible, he's stealthy, trying to get in your face. Estelle sits at a range, and then when she wants to blink in, she gets in real close.
Yeah, and this Estelle, we have to talk about it because unlike the Asher that we've seen all day, the Asher, you have to clear away from her so she doesn't stuff you. But the Estelle, you kind of have to clear back into her because otherwise that snipe shot is really going to clear through you as X finds a nice pass from Trademark and just sinks one in from past Soren.
So that's why we saw X, is we have the 1-2. We have the 1-2 punches,
both
consecutive
X's,
hits.
Yeah, are starting with 1-2 punch. Very interesting adaptation. As we talk about, you know, the randomness of the map, there's also the randomness of the starting Awakenings that can be very important to determining who you're going to play.
Oh, I think Ethan's going to get knocked out in a second. Oh, the punches ran out.
Wow, but look out for this black hole.
Yes, the black hole is coming back in the middle again. Oh, careful. Been incredibly well when he has been in this state of stagger, because you should not be alive at this point, especially when facing against characters who are so good at knocking you out. But we're seeing now, what we haven't seen a lot during this series is it's a lot of core flips, not as much of the elusive use as Ethan knocks it in himself. One quick punch with the Gilded X and a couple of, come on, bring it on in, you know?
And I wish we had a microphone or a camera out in the arena right now, because these teams are pumped up. This is 1-1 still extremely early in this game, as these first 2 points have been very slow paced, but I mean just slugfest, right? But these teams are jacked to be here, and I mean, what an exciting environment.
Yeah, and I do, again, we're seeing it. There's going to be less core flips in this game, and it's by virtue of there being these sluggers where they can't, just one stray hit, one awkward hit leads to situations like that where you need to be stealthy. You need to sit in this awkward spot, because otherwise you're getting knocked out like X.
Yeah, so we do see goal barriers down to the side of SLU. See if Lakeland can respond. Good coverage there by Zoro. Nothing too threatening yet as SLU maintains possession of the core, but here comes here comes X. There it is. X is in fact gonna give it to you. Ethan punching it in. E.T. Han, excuse me. I mean, very, very well played.
Yeah, I love the fact that we're seeing why X is so good, is because this match, the tempo of this game is being run by X right now. The Rasmus is sitting back a little bit and looking for the playmaking elsewhere, as well as Estelle on the other side, who is, you know, you have that ranged opportunity. You are allowed to sit back there. Wow. But beyond that, it's just a lot of who X is going to go for and set it all up 2-2.
And a really nice self-pass off the corner there into the bell ringer to make it so that Soren just couldn't react. He just wasn't close enough. That hard hit on the bell ringer just making it way too fast for Soren.
Yeah, and we also saw with the Awakenings the gear that they chose. No one went with the vicious, like, gauntlets. They went with the healing ones.
Yeah, so Pummelers is one that we usually see brawlers take as we get a KO there.
wins that one.
But the Vicious Vambrace is going to heal you for some of the damage that you deal, so it's going to help mitigate some of this damage that you're taking from all these damage sources.
It's just a lot of slugging around. As both sides, just one after another.
We have a core flip. There it is. Oh, but well defended, and they pull Zoro's core flip as well. Now we have two ulted X's. The black hole explodes, but there will be no kill from it. The goal barrier falls for Lakeland. A great save by Soren to cover all sides as Witchings makes a great save, but not for long as Trademark finds a snipe, and these players are going wild out in the arena.
Oh my goodness. And one thing I want to touch back on is those core flips. Is like you saw there, Zoro was forced to use it because they have to use it for this evasive to dodge a lot of this damage. But the core flip can also be used offensively, so they're really being tested on whether they have to use it for evasive or they can save it and use it offensively. It's really difficult.
Yeah, we see one X go for Big Fish. The other one snatched prime time away from the Kais. I think that is bold. It's going to be strong, but it's bold.
Yeah, so that Bell Ringer is going to be so much of your damage. Getting an extra one is actually pretty large because you see here, he's just brawling.
Yeah.
Well, as they've been all day, but...
Yeah, it's just one after another. Look at Rasmus, man.
So I guess X is the boogeyman of this series, but we'll see if that stays the case. But we do have First Blood drawn by SLU going up 1-0 in this series. But Lakeland with plenty of time and plenty of opportunities to respond. Certainly nothing to panic about at all, as this is also a best of 3 similar to the third place match. So got plenty of OmegaStrikers left to watch, and I'm stoked.
Yeah.
Yeah, heck, with these two X's, it's not even the boogeyman anymore. It's King Kong versus Godzilla.
Exactly, yeah. We've got a matchup of, what are those called? I can't even remember.
The Kaijus.
Kaijus, that's it. Kaiju number 1 being X, Kaiju number 2 being other X. Good look from Witchings, but
nice support by Trademark, realizing that Zoro might have been overwhelmed there. Really nice core flip to save from Zoro.
My God, this core is going everywhere, but SLU feels in full control right now.
Yeah, that overtime really putting that speed into the core. As we put more, as Trademark and Coin really put more pressure on that side of the map, trying to get that last goal barrier to open those goal gates.
Yeah, I mean,
Coin close there.
Man, Coin is just sitting in the middle of them. Like,
and they finally get it.
Nice.
Oh, we see the Estelle dash come out. I do think we should be looking for E.T. Han. Should be looking after that Estelle blink comes out to start punishing Trademark. Estelle isn't very mobile otherwise.
And the unlucky bounce off the bell ringer from Coins X actually sends it back and into an angle that Zoro just couldn't reach.
Yeah, you cannot be ready for that. That was such a wild, just random angle, but we see Witchings take a big blow to start this round.
Yeah.
And Witchings really taking the heat here.
I mean, both sides just kind of having that slugfest. And I should acknowledge what else is happening right now, because we're seeing both Kais do a great job of really taking control of the game once it's out of X's hands. They play back, they play safe.
Nice.
We see whenever these goal posts are like taken out, it's through like pixels.
Wow, what a play.
Just pixels as E.T. Han. Look at him. He's feeling good. He's got that Gilded X using that emote. Again, come on, face me.
Yeah, and
And you actually see that big fish coming into play because the increased size is going to increase the size of your strike range. Being able to just, from so far away, strike that core means that they score. As we see a death onto Witchings from Coin and Trademark there.
Yeah, Coin actually using his core flip to finish that kill, but we do see Itihan also has his own core flip. See if he uses that to find a pick maybe on Coin. Or at this point, Estelle is looking very low too, but Itihan is in his own trouble. But we see core flips come out from both sides, ultimately amount to nothing. And the game goes on as goal barrier number 2 drops for Lakeland, and we have open nets both directions. Here comes Coin. There it is. X on X, man. One of them's gonna pound the core through the other one, and this one just happened to be Coin, but that's the power of that ult, right? I mean, being able to stun whoever may be in front of you just by striking is so strong.
Yeah, and now we're at this point where St. Louis is the one on the back foot a little bit for this scoring. We've seen how much value they've had.
Wow.
But now Lakeland is showing a good amount of life as now it's 1-1.
I love this. The quick response, 3 quick goals for Lakeland. And okay, now this is interesting. Unstoppable is on the board, and we're noticing a brawling issue, right? People getting thrown around, especially with Erasmus on the map. The first guy opts for specialized training. There it goes.
Yeah.
So
E.T.
X number 1.
Hans.
Yeah, E.T. Han ends up with an unstoppable.
More frequent secondary, and I believe that he already has the second primary charge. I was expecting Prime Fighter. I could be wrong, though. It's been a lot of back and forth KOs.
Yeah, I mean, that's tough. So Coin now finding himself with just a lot of cooldowns, right? I mean, you just saw 2 primaries, 2 secondaries, all in the duration of his ult, but he is getting thrown around right now. And he's got to look out for that black hole, but no, he does not, because the round is over. Trademark squeaking one in just barely to strike first in this series, 1-1.
Yeah, now we're hitting that point where it's becoming more prevalent. A lot of the other characters beyond X have much stronger, what I like to call the late game, where these awakenings, once they start stacking, they have a lot of potential. It can get out of hand for X. So we'll have to see if it starts scaling away as the side for St. Louis loses their X.
Wow, but Soren lets up both goal barriers, and that's dangerous. We have an open net for Lakeland while Zoro locking down his 1 remaining goal barrier. Coin is now back on the map. But, man, look at these levels. It is 1-1 in this series right now, and the lowest level in this lobby is 7.
Yeah.
These players are duking it out as a good look there from Trademark. Not quite able to punch it in, but a core flip from Trademark.
Ooh.
Not enough. Goes into the black hole, and that will be reset. And there goes the goal barrier for Zoro. That was fairly simple.
Yeah, and now it's up to Rasmus to throw it back in. And now, again, it's 1-1 and 1-1. I mean, it is as close as it can get, and both sides are doing amazing.
Yeah, an amazing self-dribbling from E.T. Han there to get the goal barrier and then pass up to Witchings, putting that pressure on Zoro to be able to score.
Yeah, and now I'm starting to think we're seeing the black hole consumed a lot on spawn. Like, when we saw it before, it felt like it was almost on purpose. People just wanted to get rid of it. I wonder if we're hitting that point again.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, that's a legitimate strategy to keep that off the field.
Yeah. I mean,
wow!
In a crazy angle from Trademark, sinks it in as the goal gates just barely start to open.
That's salute worthy if I've ever seen it. I mean, a great shot, great timing, great angle, great play from Trademark to punch that one in and go up 2-1 and threaten another point for SLU here.
Yeah, we're seeing right now from both sides, Coin is putting up a lot of pressure, but Soren able to keep it out of the goal range. Will they be able to keep this up?
E.T. Han staggered on the other side of the field. Might be able to get that KO there. They're still looking for it.
Gets a little bit of the
Like
stagger
they'll be able to
back.
Find it, as he will heal back, and he is now unstaggered. But still, I mean, there's so much damage coming out, and I would love to see just damage numbers in general after this game. But I mean, people get launched around as Coin for the side of St. Louis does fall in danger. We've got 2-2. Next goal goes up to 2-1. These teams are so evenly matched, guys.
Yeah, and you see there that black hole is so deadly. It does so much damage and could just straight up KO you. Like, especially in these brawler comps where you're just taking so much damage. Sometimes you'll just go into it as it's spawning. You just die.
Yeah. I mean, such a scary situation as Soren does miss his core flip there, and now in an uncomfortable situation, but is able to clear the ball, the core slightly, excuse me. Wow, saves the goal barrier there, and we see a core flip the other direction. Now down to one goal barrier for both sides on the same side. No, never mind. Soren does let one through. See a core flip at an interesting angle, but Soren's down. This is a window
Heads
for
up.
SLU. That's 2 down. Here comes X, baby. There it goes. Wow, SLU pulling ahead 2-1, and that is, unironically, the X factor.
Oh
Just
my God,
showing
man.
the power of that X there. Being able, and we do see the quick strikes.
But the X's are so late.
Oh yeah, we see Rasmus is looking. He's like, I don't know if I want to give this up or not. Who's
If you're
gonna
SLU,
take
do
it?
you just take it away?
They don't.
Oh man.
Oh.
This is like community well-known fact. When you give X quick strike,
That's
it becomes
terrifying.
scary.
Yeah, because you got to remember the X ult makes it so your strikes can hit players, and your strikes are faster, so you get so much more damage with that. It's so scary.
Yeah, we'll have to see it when Coin uses his special. I'll try to call it out when it happens. But for now,
There it is.
there it
X's
is.
down.
1,
1-2. Yep.
Oh, wow.
Goal barrier's down.
Bit
I mean,
anticlimactic, but
yeah. But
It's okay.
I mean, both.
Goal barriers are down on both sides at the moment.
Yeah, wide open nets for both sides, and a great Giga Blast from Soren to stall that pressure. That was subtly a great play, but E.T. Han, what was that? Squeaking in an awkward goal, but striking first in game number 4 here.
really nice dash down to kind of predict where Zora wanted to send that and striking it himself, winning that strike core and getting a nice goal for himself.
Yeah, we're seeing E.T. Han. It starts going. One punch into another, able to get one of the goal barriers. But now we're seeing Coin return the favor, and it runs out just a little bit.
And E.T. Han just got his core strike, too. Right as goals open for SLU. E.T. Han now is a very, very dangerous scoring threat. As Soren also has his core flip, and we've got a 5-second death timer for Coin right now.
Yeah, and forget the X's. Oh, what was that kite damage?
Yeah, that was wild.
Yeah, we're hitting that.
Oh my god!
Oh.
And yeah,
no.
I mean, it doesn't take much at that point, but Soren finding wild kills onto Coin. I mean, back to back, you cannot afford to be dying that easily.
Yeah, I think we're hitting a point now where we're starting to see that value from the other characters in the game, where it's starting to rack up. Early X is incredibly strong, and frankly, it'll stay strong as Coin gets a kill.
Oh
but
my
the point
God.
is still there, is that now some of these characters who do incredibly well later are beginning to hit that point.
Yeah, I mean, great stuff as we see Trademark's core flip come up now as Coin finds himself in an uncomfortable situation, has to retreat a bit there, but E.T. Han, look at the blood. And wow, E.T. Han is not the one. I think that was Soren finding another pick, or maybe it was Rasmus Hook. I honestly missed it.
To me,
But
it looked like Soren,
Yeah.
which makes it crazy. These blasts are starting to hurt.
Yeah, good patience there by Soren to wait out the crystals from Estelle.
Oh, a nice
and
pass play.
Wow, yeah. I mean, Soren just kind of losing track of coin there, standing a little too far up so that he can't respond down low, and St. Louis is not out of this game yet.
Yeah, and this game is, if you mess up even by a hair, it gets so hard. These two teams are playing so well that it's just, I don't know how they do it.
Yeah, I mean, and it's been such a long day of OmegaStrikers, right? These teams played 5 games of group play before we even started the bracket. Both of these teams did get the luxury of a first-round bye, so they had to play one more series in semis. So that's what, 6 total games with OmegaStrikers is nothing to scoff at. These teams have been here since early in the morning, so I'm sure a lot of the fatigue that we mentioned in the third place match is these players are not immune to it by any means.
Yeah, we're seeing Trademark beginning to put up that pressure, able to get the last goal barrier.
Oh, nice save, nice barrage to put that out with a core flip, trying to...
Coin! Geez, so close to finding a great angle there, but just a little wide, and
They
we
can't
see a
relieve
lot
this
of pressure,
pressure.
but that was a great save by Soren. Pixels away from tying this game up, and we are deep in overtime right now.
Keep an eye on coin.
Yeah, the core is... Wow!
Oh,
Was
looking
that
for the KO on Soren. Accidentally core flips it.
I didn't even see what happened, but Soren is being bullied right now in his own goal. Coin is beating up on Soren, and there he goes. Soren is dead for 10 seconds, but meanwhile, Itihan is able to find the goal barrier, but it does not matter. This game is tied, and if SLU can find one more, they will take a 1-0 lead in this best-of-3 series.
Oh my
goodness.
And the X switching targets from that
Whoa!
other. Oh my gosh, okay, as Kai just KOs the Estelle here.
Oh my goodness. I mean, talk about pressure, right? I mean, there are 2 goal barriers on the other side, and you have an open goal, no core flips built up, but we're starting to see coins beginning to add a little bit more pressure. Trademark's getting that pressure as well. It's not a free goal once it opens. You still got to work for it. There's the black hole, able to bring it back towards the middle.
We have a 2-2 game right now with open nets both ways, but Lakeland punches it in and ties the series. We're going to game 5 in the first game of this best-of-3 series. These games are getting confusing, but man, is this intense.
And one thing I really want to go back on is the positioning of these X's. You saw at the beginning of this series, they kept fighting each other on the bottom of the map. The other characters on the top, kind of letting them do their own thing. But now the X's are kind of just abusing the other members of the team. They've really swapped targets. They're putting on so much pressure, and you kind of have to 2v1 the X at this point.
Yeah, and I think it's working great for both sides. We're not even really seeing that adjustment majorly benefit one side over the other. I think that was just a good move for both teams.
Oh, the heart's coming out.
Yeah, I mean, these teams are fired up. They are yelling at each other out in the arena, but at the end of the day, I mean, it's been so much fun watching these players get together, but Zoro does knock that one into his own goal barrier.
Taking so much damage, though.
Yeah, see if, wow, and 2 goal barriers right on the other end. See if Coin can punch it in. Not quite. But SLU maintaining possession for now.
Well, trying to kill Witchings, both the X and the Kai.
Oh, good hold there for Trademark to get out of that situation as Lakeland started to kind of march down the map, but we're right back. This is dangerous territory. Trademark playing back to help Zoro defend the goal. Well played. But Coin looking to finish. Witching's off. He can't hit him. And meanwhile, Itihan on the other side helps beat up on Zoro and lets the long shot from Soren go in from one end to the other.
Oh my goodness, man. You're looking one way and then something happens the other. Like,
yeah, I was distracted by Coin wailing on Witchings that I didn't even. Oh, and
Yeah,
ET
speaking
just
of away.
away. But jeez, who would have thought that in this game we talked so much about the X's potential to be so deadly, but who would have thought that the most deadly player on really both sides is the Kai, sitting in the goal, randomly getting picks. This is wild.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing it. The game's getting long.
Oh,
my angles. There
Great
you go.
use of the black hole to curve the ball, or the core back up. And we have open nets once again.
Yeah, we're seeing Coin with the special out. Doesn't get too much. Zoro's Kai sending it back to the left side. Will we get a score here? It's looking close. Trademark has used the dash. There are the
you go,
needles.
Trademark.
And a really nice use of the Crystal Thorns there to really stuff that goal, because if you hit it down, it's again still hit by those Crystal Thorns, so you have to time it at the last possible second, which is almost impossible to do.
Yeah, really great timing from Trademark to force Soren into that situation. Just great stuff we're seeing all around. But
Witchings is just dead.
I mean, yeah, Coin is now in his ultimate. That is worn off. Both X's have their core flip, and they use it on each other, and nothing comes of it. This is now Coin staggered. Itihan being thrown around. These X's are looking to murder each other, and the black hole is the one that does it. Trademark got a great shot there onto Itihan right after Coin fell, but was not able to finish him off, and now Itihan is not staggered at all.
Really nice saves by Zoro. I say as they lose the goal barrier there, unfortunately.
Man alive. I mean, talk about the pressure. These players are just smacking each other down and don't care.
Wow.
It's one after another after another. There goes the goal
We've
barrier.
got
It's
an
open.
open net.
They're looking
Oh,
at
wow.
that Kai. He's staggered, and now Coin sends in another point.
And this is game 5. SLU needs one more to wipe all their mistakes from this game away.
And one thing you'll notice is Zoro actually has adrenaline rush, so he got so much speed there off that KO that he was able to just run up the field and assist in that goal.
Now look at Zoro's core strike. Okay, there it is.
Yeah, used a
And
little early,
you
but
get
that's because they get that goal barrier.
Yeah, you get a goal barrier off of it. Watch the black hole as Coin goes in on Witchings. Has his core flip. He might be able to finish him. Oh, the black hole do it for him, and Coin keeps his core flip. Coin now staggered, needs to be careful. Is forced to use it to survive the Itihan, but wow, okay, open net for Lakeland.
Yeah, Rasmus is up.
is back.
Oh, my goodness.
One more goal for SLU
Watch that
will
black hole.
put this away. Great save by Soren. Blasts Coin, and we will see Itihan's core flip.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, these nets are open. This is so tense. I can barely breathe.
Yes.
Soren does get his core flip back, and Itihan finds a great angle. The next goal is going to win this game.
Well,
Gosh.
they know. They know what's about to go down. It's beautiful to see this aggressive play style. We haven't seen it much today. We talked about core control comps, and now we're seeing the slugfest aspect of this game. When it comes down to it, you can just punch your opponent and walk away, and we're seeing it in full force as now St. Louis's goal is open, and they might go down for the first time in this series.
This is uncomfortable for... Oh, SLU does fall to Lakeland. SLU's first loss of this tournament.
Oh, man.
And who else but Lakeland, the 2 seed, the team that went up